Ooh, we are live again. Oh, are we in English? Yeah, we're watching English talk. Okay.
My wife and I have very deep intercourse, if you couldn't tell already.
I pressed the button. Let's see, I probably have to wait 1 minute to see that the stream is live. Okay, party people. Are you ready for another advertisement episode? Why am I always AFK at the beginning of things? I don't know. It's gotten a habit. So, welcome back to a advertisement episode for Lasergurkenland, the anarchy Minecraft server. Vanilla anarchy Minecraft server that I host for you guys. Yes, it's also made for me because I want to play there, but in the long time it will be made for you. And it's reachable under zillion.com or 88.214.56.94, which is the current IP address. Or if you want a direct SRV DNS record, it's lgl.zillion.com. Yeah, and that's unfortunate. Lucky me that I just ate a golden apple. These bastards. It really got me, like, on the point. I wonder who was able to know my exact location. Yeah, I hope the machine is still fine. That was rude. Okay, I guess these people were it. Oh man, this is kinda inconvenient. I hope I will be able to continue on the flying machine, because I'm actually not interested in engaging in any fighting scenarios. Did I trip that or did somebody attack me? I don't know. I feel kinda insecure right now. Yeah, so this is an anarchy server, so you are allowed to do such things as building nasty traps. Yeah. It's a small anarchy yeah, it seems like somebody who is not interested in keeping the thing intact was here. That's not nice. This is actually quite unfortunate. Yeah, this is really making my introduction even harder. Yeah, I mean, it had to happen, but somehow I didn't expect it to happen. I mean, it kinda got me. So let's take this chest. And let's take this chest. And wait, did I get it? I have no idea who it was, but I guess I should stay away from people. Alright. Then yeah, so I'm in the middle of my advertisement part. So this server, I can't multitask, not at all. That's so bad. Okay, then let me get started real quick, and then I can talk a little bit about the server. Has left again. Oh, I didn't see the join. Yeah, so do we have... Yeah, that's good. No. Ah, fuck. Let me repair my elytra real quick. Oh, that's also full. Let's do that. Yeah, I mean, especially in the last episode, I invested so much time in like building up this base. That's kinda unlucky that it hit me like that. Why do I have the feeling that this guy, who's that? Why do I suspect this guy? Yeah, because he probably hit me when I left the thing. Yeah, I don't know. So that, oh, we have another starter kit, that's nice. TNT, good stuff. Alright, then I would say, let's get started. Can we escape him? Probably not, right? Maybe I can do some disconnection magic. I hope he's not watching the stream, which would be kinda unfortunate. Can you hack on server? Maybe I can answer. Can I answer that? Yes. Awesome. I should probably do that on a second screen or something like that. That's... Or I can answer while talking. I do not have to... Oh my gosh. I'm new to streaming. Don't be rude now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let me quickly finish my introduction. I'm not used to this. So we are going to watch a video from the DEFCON conference channel today. So if you're interested, is my description correct? It should be right. Yeah, it is. So we are going to watch a video from the DEFCON conference, as you might see in the description. It's from Ryan MacDougall. I mispronounced that most likely. It has the title OSINT in the Real World, DEFCON 27 Social Engineering Village. It's from 2019. It has 7,000 views. So if you're interested in the talk and you want to hear it in better audio quality, then check out the DEFCON conference video. Yeah, if you're interested in the server, join now. And yeah, I would say let's get started.
I just want you to join me in welcoming Ryan MacDougall, OSINT expert.
Yeah, that didn't work. Did it, right?
Your mic's been cut.
And sexy beast.
Yeah, you had to turn on for that.
I feel like I'm not getting any productive results this episode.
As Chris said, my name's Ryan MacDougall. I'm a senior social engineer pen tester and the OSINT trainer for Social Engineer LLC. For those that don't know me, which is likely most of you actually, I started working with Chris in late 2017. Almost immediately, he tasked me with teaching his 2-day advanced OSINT class. The point of that class is to teach students how we as SECOM do OSINT for our clients. That class was geared towards teaching the methodology versus teaching a set of tools. Now, that's not to say tools weren't used, but he picked just a small selection of tools and did a real deep dive into it to really set the mindset of being an OSINT investigator. It included non-technical OSINT techniques to really push the point that it's not the tool set, it's the mindset. So as a researcher in an information security company, the OSINT techniques I use may be different from those used in law enforcement. and as in the Innocent Lives Foundation, who I'm also a volunteer for. The hours can be long and grinding, but they are finite. My time as an InfoSec researcher is...
Oh no! Now that I abandoned my base... Oh, that's so unlucky. Yeah, I think he doesn't want to kill me, but it seems like he's distracting me during my flying machine research. But it's just a suspicion. I have no proof. I have no disproof either. He found me. Are you kidding me? Fuck. Yeah, I probably have no chance against people using hack clients. Just, what is this place? What the heck? Yeah, well, if I can't manage to escape him, I might as well just go back. I give up. Where am I coming from? Am I heading towards the right direction? Yeah. Ouch.
is paid for by the client hourly. So their budget really determines how far down the rabbit hole I can go before I have to tell them what I found. And during work hours, what I'm looking to do is to take a name and an email address and find out enough about a person to really figure out how to perform an actual phishing, or impersonation attack. And I act like the bad guy, but remember, I'm a good guy. So if I find very sensitive, compromising information, instead of using it like an attacker would, I would turn it over to the point of contact and not put that stuff in the report. But that's not what this talk is about. OSINT can be really fun and enlightening when you're not held to a tight scope and someone's not paying you for a limited amount of research. This is about using basic OSINT skills in everyday life for fun stories, freaking out your neighbors, and getting the edge in the job, whatever job that may be. Now, one of the things I teach in the SECOM OSINT class, which I've revised the content a bit, as Chris stated, and renamed it to being Practical OSINT for Everyday Social Engineers, is natural observation. Just being aware of your surroundings and utilizing often unseen information to your advantage. Now, this is all fun and hopefully some education. Pause.
Wait, did I miss it already? I did.
Now, my son really likes trucks. He's 5, so that should not be overly surprising to anyone, at least I hope. So we get lots of books from the library about all kinds of trucks, construction trucks, garbage trucks, general transport trucks. There have been many times while reading these books to him at bedtime that a picture in a book comes up that we're reading that shows a phone number or a license plate, and some authors tend to have better operation security than others. So here we have a couple phone numbers to look for. My son also has a map of the US on the wall of his room. So when we find one of these details, we try to plot it on the map so to see where the truck actually comes from. We put a pin on the map for every one that we find, and then some days we go back and look at all the old trucks that we found. Now, for the armor waste truck, we did a search for just the area code that we see, and for the BFI truck, we searched for the whole number because there's no area code in there. And we do this all on my phone while we're lying in his bed looking at these books. So I'm actually showing him what I'm doing on the phone, and he gets really interested in it. So here we see the armor waste truck is near St. Paul, Minnesota. And the BFI truck, lacking an area code, actually comes back to multiple references in Michigan, whether Woodhaven, Garden City, or Pontiac. I'm not really sure what the Florida reference is about, but the number came back the same, and it does reference BFI in the link. Sometimes the information you find is not always accurate or usable at the time that you find it. We mapped that truck back to Michigan based on more references pointing in that direction. It's a fun little game we use involving looking up area codes, looking really hard with a magnifying glass at license plates or other identifying objects or signs in the photos in these books. But looking just a bit closer at the armored truck says right on the door, Eagan, Minnesota, which is about 18 minutes from St. Paul. Now, this may not seem very advanced, but it is useful. He's learning that there's much more information in these books than just a couple sentences on the pages. Sometimes it makes story time go a little bit longer than I'd hope, but it is fun nonetheless. Now, taking that idea just a little bit further, and also related to my son, is finding out who his friends' parents are. Using OSINT skills over and over again makes me more efficient at doing the work when my client asks me to do a similar task. And I get a clear picture of who the people are in his life. So we have a neighbor with a boy about the same age as my son, and he really likes playing with them. But my wife and I are very deep introverts, if you couldn't tell already. So making small talk is not really a natural tendency for us. Now, early in these encounters, we'd walk away from their house and one of us would say to the other, "What was her name again?" And it'd be rude to continue to ask their name over and over and over again when they never forget ours. So, starting with Google Maps, we get their address. I worked back to find out
What the fuck? This talk is creepy somehow.
who owned the house based on public records. So here we see some voter records on the property and business associated with the address that includes a phone number I didn't previously have. But on the voter records page, I found 3 names for the address. I've redacted much of the information so as not to expose innocence in this adventure, but I'll explain what's there. I left Victor visible because I remembered that's the name of the father of the household. Seeing it made me remember, and since that's the point of this journey, is to jog my memory. I didn't recognize the other 2 names, but the second name, fully redacted because it's quite unique, shares the same name as Victor, shares the same last name as Victor. So I'm going to assume that that's his wife at this point, whom I've met many times, and the name presented was not familiar, but the name presented was not familiar at all. Now, the trick with OSINT is sometimes you have to assume information and then go down a rabbit hole till you can prove it otherwise. So going down another path of my search, the business reference led me to a contact name for the company. The address matched up with what I already knew, and the assumed wife's name is listed as the owner of the business. So back to Google, and a search for the company name in quotes gave me a few new leads. First being a Facebook page. The photo is absolutely my target's. The profile gives me the school that she attended, which I take note of for future reference. The whole point of this journey is to see if they're fine, upstanding people that I'd feel comfortable with my son being around. Her Facebook page, while it provided a number of adorable pictures of their family, didn't really tell me much about her that I deemed useful for this purpose. Social media tends to be a mask that people use to kind of give you the best parts of their personality. So relying on it for character assessment really isn't very useful for me. Also, I still didn't recognize the name being said in introductions, so there's clearly more to find. Following one of the other leads, my search led to Spokio. This record was specific to Victor, but since they're related, maybe I'll learn more about them through this path. So knowing his general age, I chose the age 36 over the age 53. This is where I saw it, Julia. That's the name that was familiar to me. It was listed there in the related to section. In fact, both the name I didn't recognize and Julia were both there, and they had the same last name. Suited him, maybe? Possibly. Back to Google. This time, I put Julia and the last name in quotes. Yeah. And I added the state that we're actually in to help narrow down the search. Julia is a vice president of a bank. Now that's pretty interesting. The LinkedIn profile doesn't have a picture though, so I can't be sure it's the same person yet. But
I have to concentrate real quick. Is Lida even on? No. Yeah, so I don't even know if that design flies. So maybe we should give it a quick test. It does. Okay, that's good. I wonder. Yeah. So okay, so if I put it here, will that? As you might notice, I'm not fairly certain what I'm doing here. Her. No.
If I look at the education that's listed, that comes back to the same university that I saw in the Facebook profile. So it's a good indication that it is the same person. And if I hop back to my Google search from before, but click the link on the images section, now I see a picture of Julia that I recognize. And although it may be hard for you to see here, the link from the picture actually comes from LinkedIn. Following the link from the images takes me back to the LinkedIn profile we just looked at that doesn't have a picture. It's odd, but maybe she removed the picture at some point, but Google never forgets.
Okay, that one fly.
So now I know that Julia and Victor have the same home real estate business, and Julia is a long-term, high-level employee at a bank, so she's likely federally bonded. So I can be a bit more comfortable with her being in my son's life. Now I see much more of her than Victor, but maybe in the future I'll go down another path and learn a little bit more about him.
Okay, that's a little bit jumpy. Maybe I can.
It's simple, straightforward, maybe a little awkward if they figure out how I did it. But with a little more than some Google foo, you can get so much useful information on your targets that having a million tools at your disposal may be overwhelming. But don't get me wrong, use the right tool for the job. Just because you have a hammer doesn't mean you have to use it every time, though. So here's my last example. Probably moving very quickly. Oh my gosh. Very quickly. All right. I wanted to do some work on my house recently. I'm finding a decent contractor is a pretty daunting job if you don't have someone in your immediate circle that does that kind of work. So we reached out to friends and acquaintances just to see if anyone could recommend anyone worth looking into. I got a lead on one guy.
Okay, so maybe I should start counting. Wait, what counts to what? So 1, 2. Wait, so those are just those, and then I can do like. That can be probably this, and now I have a little bit when it's staying. I can put a rail here, redstone block there, then I can start it over here, and I probably need some more, something like this, so I'm safe against phantoms. That could actually work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That could actually fly. Wait. No way that will fly. And then I don't even need that block. Ah! That's a trap. Shit. Oh man. Will I ever find a design that works? Doubt.
His name and his phone number. I called him out.
Why did
the
it
name of the person who gave me
remove
his
my
link,
floor?
his name.
Okay, wait. I have to quickly think about it. So those are separate somewhere, and then so this is moving first. I need a block down here. Then it works. I figured it, and it should be attached. This is getting fancy. Yeah, so this won't work because this is the so this is this is this machine, this is this, and then if the one goes, yeah, so those, yeah, they have to stick together, and then this has to stick like this, and this, and then we need something that is not sticky. Oh yeah, that's fine. I can be open here. Oh, then this block has to be, something has to hold it. I wonder though, who should hold it, and how am I ensuring that it does not stick together? Here. Okay, so this could work. Let's see. Oh yeah, the machine is stuck.
And he was very friendly and agreed to scope out our project. Now, something I should have done before calling him was try to figure out who he was. I mean, really figure out who he was. Where? Okay.
Wow.
I simply started with the phone number search. Now, these can often have lots of lousy results. But it's worth it here because it's pretty much all I had. There was a decent link in that had the phone number associated with a home builder company. Maybe it was his company. This is all new information to me. Searching for that company in quotes didn't yield anything new. In fact, it was just the page that we were on.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. So this whole thing is now disconnected.
But adding another piece of information that I had, his first name, that gave me much more information to work with. 9 million results. Now, it's unlikely all of them apply, but it's definitely better than one. So following the mantic.com link gave me an address that I didn't have before. It stated he established a business.
Wait, so this is this engine, and this is the upper engine. So I can use that. Can I go a full bow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that works. That could actually work. Wait.
1998. So he was doing it for a while. That let me, and it also let me know he was a one-man show. But scrolling down, I get his last name and a new phone number. So now I need to find out some more information about this company to see if I want to hire him or not. That is the goal of this search in this case. So I searched the company name in quotes, again, add the state that we were in, kind of reduce the scope, see if anything else new comes up.
Oof. Okay, that works. So that
I get a Facebook
that
page
holds me
that does
in.
not look well maintained.
It's probably
It does have
it's probably safe against phantoms, but now the minecart is probably not safe against phantoms. So can I put this on here? Now we're getting crazy. Yeah, no, that won't work. I need some way to protect the minecart. Where can I put another? Can I put it here? That's too heavy, right? That's most likely too heavy. And how am I supposed to reach the minecart from here? That's not very feasible. Ah! I hate using my brain, if you couldn't tell already. So this is actually a waste. This could push even more. Right? One, to... So this has these 4 blocks. 5. I need more slime.
Though, but again, not learning a whole lot about the company with no stories available. Following the other link, I get this page. While unfortunate, I'm not stuck. Google Cache is your friend in these situations. Going to the cached version of this page gives me Dan's resume
6,
when that
7.
was posted there at one point. Now this is a great piece of information if I'm trying to determine whether to hire him or not, wouldn't you say?
9,
I can see he went from being a chef to an HVAC technician
10,
and then having this home builder business
11.
that we know he's the owner of from other links. Also, the other call out says one of his accomplishments is operating computers programmed with accounting software. So he's got that going for him.
Okay.
Heading back to Google for a new perspective, I searched for Dan's full name in quotes and added the state we're in to see if anything else of note comes up. The first link is a voter records.
Okay, I really have to pause this. I'm so sorry, poor Ryan MacDougall, and I'm even more sorry that I can't pronounce the name at all. Yeah, I have to pause a lot because this is like... Wait, where's all the dirt? Man. Okay, so... This is like the worst design one could come up with, but it could work. So now the minecart looks... Is it protected? I mean, a phantom can still mess with it. Now it's even less likely. Yeah, that could work. That could actually work. So let's give it a try. I have no minecarts, of course. Yeah, that's so unlucky that I got raided now.
A voter records link that gives me his full name, including his middle name. And while knowing this information is good to figure out if I'm searching for the right person or not, it really doesn't help me a whole lot with the question on whether I should hire him for my project. But the second link is much more interesting to me. Why is he associated with a daycare and a preschool? Turns out he's not. He's only associated with the daycare because his business is in the same zip code as the other business. But that's a different construction company. Clicking that link takes me to a company profile, established in February of 2019, registered by Dan.
Okay, I have to pause again. Are you ready? This could actually work. So let's give it a longer ride to test. Let's see if we can fly. Are you excited? Because I am, boy. I am excited. Yeeks. Yikes, I have actually people watching my stream. That is kinda uncomfortable. I didn't expect that to happen. Hello. Okay, so... Okay. I'm scared. Oh! I knew it. Is my light on? No. Okay. So this is it. We are TNT duping. We are flying. Yeah. It looks like it's working. It looks like it's working. Okay, that's unexpected. Okay. Let's give it a try. Let's go. Now we ride.
Now that's pretty interesting. Going back to my previous Google search, but checking out page 2 of the results gives me a bit more information. It seems Dan is also involved in a cannabis business. Co-owner, in fact. Seems he has a lot of irons in the fire. The second link provides a more detailed description of the business. even placing it in and around the area I know he lives in based on other information that I gathered. So I can be reasonably sure it's the same person.
Did you all remember the design? Because I don't. I should probably make some screenshots. Yeah. Can I zoom out even more? Is this... is there something like... Where can I... field of view. Yeah. How am I supposed to remember this? I mean, it's not good, but it's working, so it's worth remembering thingy. So maybe I should do something like that.
Grab a shot.
Okay. Yeah, I won't be able to rebuild the machine from this state, but whatever. Cool. I'm... Whoa! Did I change something? Oh no, it's a field of view. Oh my gosh, what did I use? 90? Or 91? So I can fall off. It's not 100% safe. But I have to get pushed forwards. Yeah, it's very unlikely to fall off here accidentally. Okay, but I can leave intentionally without breaking a block. That's nice. That's actually a feature. What is hitting me? What the heck? Okay, so that didn't work out quite well.
A lot about Dan in this trip, but ultimately it raised additional questions for me. Whoa, I'm moving really fast. Okay. So what happened to his home builder business after 20 years? Why did he start a new one at the start of this year? And the cannabis business must be a good gig because it's been around for 11 years. Should I hire him at this point? I'm not really that sure, but I do have a lot to think on.
Okay.
Now,
can I? Yeah.
None of these
So that
techniques
block is
that I'm
actually
using are
very
revolutionary.
useful
In
for
fact, I would
entering.
classify them all as basic but practical. Practical OSINT skills. Anyone here watching this could be thinking, this is all easy, why am I sitting in this room listening to this?
Okay.
The point
So if
I'm
I
making
push
is using
against
these
it,
skills for everyday non-work.
I can glitch out of it. So that's unlucky because everything that can glitch will glitch at some point. So I should maybe rebuild the floor. I don't know. It's hard to count the blocks while being in air. But I think there's some potential to make it more stable. Yeah, I don't know. Huh. We will see.
Can help navigate the world in a much more effective way. As a network pen tester, using basic OSINT skills can laser focus you on your target and make your attacks much more effective in a shorter amount of time. What upper level management doesn't want a strikingly effective pen tester on their team? As a salesperson, knowing just a few additional details about the prospects, both personally and professionally, can make it more efficient at closing that deal. It will give you topics of conversation that you can just bring up to build rapport really quickly. I would imagine learning a few Google techniques to hone your everyday searches and lead you to information repositories of specific tools can help anyone in any profession be better at what they do. The common phrase, knowledge is power, is, I think, better said, knowledge is confidence. The more you know about your target, the more you know about your target, friend, or potential provider or client can make you more confident and will either accomplishing your goal or just being more comfortable in the general setting that you're in. So that's all I have as a general presentation. I left plenty of time for questions if you have any questions. So thank you for sitting through this. I appreciate your time.
That was a very uncomfortable self-clap from his side.
Now please,
Yikes.
are there any questions? Right here.
Oh, no! What happened? Yeah, that's what I
Name some
meant.
of my
Everything
favorite
that
free
can
OSINT tools
glitch
and why.
will glitch.
I love search engines. I love search engines. There's all kinds of them. The Baidu, Yandex, all of them will have different information. But you don't need a huge repository of tools to be an effective person in OSINT, depending on your goal. So there's some that are more useful than others. But when it comes to just doing free, simple, basic OSINT, search engines will pretty much, as long as you know how to use them effectively, will get you everything that you need.
Okay, wait. Let me try to extend the machine while flying, which is a very bad idea, but let's go. I want to be more safe. Can I place a block here? Yeah, we're still flying. So I wonder if I can do that on the other side. I did not count. I can! Okay, that was unexpected. So this should fix the glitching. So now I should not be able to glitch somewhere inside a block, if I understood it correctly where the glitching came from. Yeah, let's see.
We use the harvester a lot to get email addresses. I mean, there's little Python scripts that are around. I mean, tools come and go. So that's why I don't try to focus on specific tools. Because if you learn one tool and you get really stuck on one tool, the moment the developer decides to not develop that tool anymore, you're stuck.
Yeah, true. Imagine you only use Google and Google decides to stop developing Google. Yeah, that's very likely. Okay, I still can get damage. What the heck? Where is it coming from? I mean, where, how, in what, what? What? How am I supposed to get stuck in any block here? Okay, maybe I should start counting blocks before I place another one. Oh, that's so tricky to do that. I need a free cam or something like that. Oh no. Yeah, no chance. Whatever.
So as long as you figure out how to do the mindset of using tools, the tool doesn't matter. It's how you find information, categorize information, and delineate noise from signal. That's the important part of being an OSINT investigator. Anything else? You, sir. What, browser plugins or virtual machines to protect privacy? Yeah. Well, just separating yourself from your normal day-to-day stuff is fine. I mean, I use Buscador sometimes, but not every time. And sometimes I'll just fire up a different VM and use it for one investigation and then burn it. Or fire up a VPS and do an investigation and burn it. Like it's very simple to distance yourself from that. And browser extensions, again, come and go, so you can pick the ones that you like for what your job is. But as far as an OSINT investigator, from my perspective, it's more about, again, how to categorize and find information that's more important to me than specific individual tools. Let's try over here, sir. What unexpected things have I found in an OSINT investigation? Finding Dan was part of a cannabis business was kind of weird because after getting to know him through Google, it was unexpected. But in professional jobs, we found all kinds of different things, like finding people are involved in criminal engagements or pornography, whether they know it or not. You know, those things tend to come up as long as you look hard enough. So yeah, I'm not really, can't tell you very specific stories, but yes, sir. Yes. How do I store data to find it more efficiently later? So, as a minor plug, the OSINT class that I actually teach, we go into documentation and categorizing information. And we have a very specific way so we can pass it off between researchers. So and I'll give you this tidbit here. So it's very simple. We have one line in our documentation that shows the search that we use, whether it was a Google search or Baidu or whatever, and then the exact search term. And then we put the URL that the information that we want is useful on the second line. And then the third line is just the tidbits of information that are useful on that page. So then we lay it out within our documentation so I can hand it off to anyone and they can follow the exact same path I went through. And then I have that stored, so if I remember, hey, I had that thing about that guy, and I go back through, I can follow the exact same path that I took. So it's not necessarily about having a special technique, it's just about being clear and concise in your documentation is the most important. Anything else? Sir?
Huh. Okay, you know what, guys? Let's go and place another block without counting. The machine will most likely die. Oh wait, if I place a block here, yeah, that does not seem to be a good idea. Yeah, I don't know. Can I place a block here? That's probably a better idea than be in this edge. Can I do that? Yeah, that was probably not the best idea. Okay.
Have I seen the transition between the physical world and the digital world during an OSINT investigation? Yeah. Okay. Like private investigators, I heard, tend to do things like that. Yeah, I mean, so that's kind of like my first story where we look at these books and we see these license plates or these signs that me and my son work on, and then we take that actual physical book and we just find out about the truck or the company and kind of map out where they are and go through that. It's very common to go back and forth. I mean, when we do actual jobs, we will sit in a parking lot and look at people's cars or signs and then go back and find out more about them, so then when we come back we can do more effective attacks.
What happened?
So that's a very natural transition to go between the physical world and the digital world. Let's go over here. You, sir, with the hair.
With the hair. Nice description.
How is my OSINT knowledge helped with my personal privacy?
So I've lost some blocks here, right? Where's my dirt? Where did it go?
What have I done to protect my own privacy? That's a fantastic question. There's only so much you can do with some digital information. You can request stuff to be taken offline, but some sites abide by it and some don't. So I'm more attuned to what is publicly available to me, and then if someone were to come at me with what I know is public information, I treat it as suspect because I know it's public information. So someone is going to be able to find all of this information about me pretty easily, and I'm sure. But I'm not terribly worried about it because I know that it's out there, and there's little that I can do that it's out there. So all I know is to know that it's out there and react accordingly to known public information. Yeah? Yes, ma'am. Yes. Do I use any databases behind paywalls that I consider useful? Rarely. So when I originally wrote this speech, it included people.com and Intel Techniques, which suddenly went behind paywalls after I wrote this speech. So I had to spend a significant amount of time figuring out the new way to do this, and when I actually did it, I felt like this came across as a better story because as soon as I got stuck in people.com or the Intel Technique stuff, I was stuck in that rabbit hole, and it was so much information, it was almost overwhelming. But when I decided to actually consciously not use them, I found a better story to find out who these people were. Like, I got locked in people.com for my neighbor, and I was like, there, I know everything about her, but I really didn't. And so when I decided to go after her with not using people.com, that's when I learned all of the banking information and all this job about all this stuff and the correlation between the name I didn't know and the name that I did know. And so I felt like I actually gained more information by staying out of that, because it was just overwhelming by the amount of information they can provide. And that's like going down the wrong rabbit hole too far is not useful. You can go very far down a rabbit hole and not have valuable information. So that's another one of the things that I try to convey to my students is know when to step back. Like, go far enough until you're not finding useful information anymore. And then step back and go down a different fork of information until you start finding more useful information for your specific goal. Right? Does that answer your question? Great. Yes, sir. Is there a certain demographic that is harder to find through OSINT techniques? Is that your question? Right. So it all depends on what your goal is. So, like you were saying, older people might not have as much online presence, but they probably have an extensive public records presence that you can find out depending on what you're looking for. And if you're looking for your grandfather's Facebook page or your neighbor's grandfather's Facebook page, that might be harder. But if you're looking for who they are, what they've done in their life, it might not be as hard because they have a longer life history, as opposed to younger generations which have an extensive online social media that they just give you everything that you want right up front, and you tend to want to know less about them at that point. Does that help?
Wonderful.
Like, go to libraries and go to paper. I'd love an investigation that would do that. I have not gotten to that point yet, but I think that would be really fun. Is that good? I haven't done it yet, but I haven't had to. Okay. Any other questions? Yes, sir. Do I have a certain point where I know to pull back from a rabbit hole that's not helpful? How do I determine if I'm wasting time? It's a great question. I always have to have my actual goal in mind. Doing OSINT with no goal is just web surfing. So if you have a specific goal, you have to, I'll go 3, 4, 5 steps down, and if I'm not finding what I need to, then I'll pull back and just fork off one piece of that information and go a little bit further. And just kind of spider web out. Because if you just go in one direction too far, you're never going to get to your goal unless you get really lucky. Right? So it's kind of piecemealing it. So you want to go a little bit, maybe in a couple directions at first, until you see, okay, this one's paying off more than this one's paying off, and then you decide to go down this one further and abandon that one. Does that help? Any other questions? Great. A minute. I'll give you back a minute of your life. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. Wonderful. That's the end of this talk, which means it's the end of this episode. Yeah, it was unexpectedly going fast. I don't know, I had so many episodes progressing like not at all, and I didn't expect to start a flying machine in 30 minutes, while I spent the first 10 minutes flying around and I don't know, raging about my base being griefed. That was unexpected, but nice. So I'm somewhat happy with the prototype. It requires a Elytra though for good maintenance, but I guess that's expectable. I assume there's no flying machine model that can be like I don't know, controlled and maintained very well without an Elytra. But I guess that's fine. Other than that, I would say that that's it for this episode. Make sure to connect to lgl.zillihuhn.com and play on this freely reachable server. Yeah, see you in the next episode.